but not like Minnesota. It's around 19 degrees in the Twin Cities for AD and the Lakers. You know how to stay warm? A poncho and a good hat. DeAndre Jordan is a big fan of the Johnny Flores collection. Does it again. Lakers go for their 4th win in a row, a season best. The Lakers face the T-Wolves. You'll see it right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the 5-time champ, Derek Fisher, our Laker insider, Mike Bresnahan, the Hall of Famer, Big Game James will join us in a minute, as well as Mike Trudell, live from Minnesota. And guys, there is so much. The last 48 hours has been constantly changing. So let's get right to it. For what we know as of right now, literally, the story all around the NBA has made its presence felt in Lakerland. Over the last 4 days, 6 Lakers have entered the league's health and safety protocols. THT, Dwight Howard, Malik Monk, Avery Bradley, Kendrick Nunn, and Wednesday night's hero, Austin Reeves. Russell Westbrook entered protocols yesterday, but was cleared to play earlier today. So with that said, in a corresponding move, the Lakers have signed guard Isaiah Thomas. This will be Thomas's 2nd stint with the Lakers since being traded from the Cavs to the Lakers in 2018. On Wednesday, Thomas dropped 42 points for the Grand Rapids Gold of the G League. Here is Isaiah tweeting yesterday after the news broke. As you could imagine, very pumped, excited, thankful, he says, for the opportunity to prove everyone wrong. Let's do this, Lakers. That chip on his shoulder has always been there, and we want to start there. We're going to get into COVID and all of that later in the show, but there's many ways in terms of this IT deal, Fish, that you can look at this, because as of yesterday, when he was signed, Russell Westbrook was not available. This morning, Russ is now available, but all in all, IT's role starts tonight for this 10-day contract. What do you imagine it looking like?
That's a great question. I mean, it's not easy to, you know, even though he's been obviously playing in the G League and is really talented, it's not easy to just walk out on the court and play great in an NBA basketball game against the best players in the world. But if there's anyone that has the confidence and belief of self to pull it off, Isaiah's one of those guys. And when you look at that list of Lakers that have entered the health and safety protocols and not come out, you need bodies of any kind at this point. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a look at a guy that even for now, if after the 10 days he's not back, you're still getting a chance to see the fit in the locker room, the fit around the guys. Maybe there's a conversation to have later if he doesn't stick with the team right now.
If you're ever not worried about someone taking advantage of their opportunity, Isaiah Thomas is not that guy. Yeah. Slow grind has been his motto, and he's got this chance and opportunity.
Yeah, no doubt. I guess the quickest way back to the NBA is to light up the Fort Wayne Mad Ants for 42 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists in 43 minutes of game action the other night. So pretty big deal to have him do that in the first place. Keep in mind he's fought through a lot of adversity over the last few years, starting with a hip injury that kind of derailed his career. But now, obviously, back with the big leagues. It's a 10-day, what they call a hardship waiver. So it's not, usually 10-day contracts do not appear in the NBA until January. Obviously, tough times call for new measures. James and Isaiah Thomas joining the Lakers. We'll see how much playing time he gets tonight.
Joining us here in studio, the Hall of Famer.
Slid in here real nicely, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Made it look so smooth.
Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Thomas, I mean, he's been proven over his career. I mean, obviously, when he was injured in Boston, kind of took some spills and kind of ended up out of the league. But, you know, during these crises with COVID, you know, everybody's desperate. Losing a lot of players. He's a pretty good point guard, navigator, scorer at the rim, pretty crafty. So, you know, kind of like Carmelo got a second chance. I don't know if this is going to be his second chance, but we need him because of this COVID protocol. It
is another 10-day contract. A season ago, at the end of the season, he did spend a 10-day contract with the New Orleans Pelicans. Isaiah played in 3 games, 8 points, 2 assists, 33% shooting from the field. But a lot of moving pieces to the Lakers and Timberwolves active rosters before tonight's game. Let's join Lakers reporter Mike Trudell in Minnesota with the latest. Hi, Mike.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Minnesota. Allie, if I could just first want to say a shout out to Michael Thompson and Bill McDonald in different cities right now in health and safety protocols. We're still hoping to get the chance to see Billy Mack soon. Michael is back at the team hotel. And so thoughts start with those guys. Just like the team now, all right, we're having to step into some different roles. And same thing with Frank Vogel and his staff, plugging in the lineup, seeing who's going to start, who's going to come in. And usually, Allie, when we do that, it's because of injuries. And, of course, today has been just this back and forth with an in and an out based on protocols. So let's let Frank try and explain that as he did a couple of moments ago.
You just got to roll with the punches. You know, if we woke up thinking that Russell was most likely out, we knew there was a very small chance, and that Malik would be in, and then it ended up getting reversed where Malik is out and Russell is in. Then you wake up from your afternoon nap and find out that Austin is out. So, you know, you just rip up your game plan in terms of your substitution pattern and whatnot, and you redo it. You know, I personally don't focus on things I can't control, and we're set with who we're going to have in the lineup tonight and good to go.
I don't know how much you can get into the Westbrook situation specifically, but just with now having him play, does that give you a certain boost, of whether it's for him or for his teammates, when there wasn't the expectation he was going to be out there?
Well, yeah, I mean, you always want your best players out there. So, you know, I'm sure our coaching staff is excited about it, and you know, I'm sure his teammates are as well.
And then, Frank, just for Minnesota, so they also find out no Edwards, that they had that starting lineup with the ridiculous, you know, 40 plus 47 net rating. How do you see that impacting them and the way that you'll play against Minnesota, who beat you, of course, last time?
Yeah, well, the guy had 10 threes last game, so, you know, obviously it changes their approach and their makeup, you know. But the guys that really hurt us last game were Cat and D'Lo, you know. So they got plenty of firepower, and you know we're gonna have to play well to beat them.
Frank, you guys announced signing IT this afternoon, and said he's going to be available. I mean, are you expecting him to play tonight? Are you expecting him to play a certain amount? What does he bring, and how much can you use him today?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, we're going to feel the game out. I will say that if Russell didn't play, we definitely intended to split up Russell's minutes with Rondo and IT. You know, we'll feel the game out with Russ being back, you know, and obviously being a big minutes player. We'll see how it goes.
All right, there's Frank Vogel. So on the IT front, we'll actually be speaking to him later in the pregame show, Allie. No shortage of stuff for you guys to get to, I know, back in El Segundo today.
Mike, we want to wish you luck, as I know you'll be rolling solo on the radio side of things, as our sentiments go out to Billy Mack and Michael, as well as you mentioned. I know you will be